We're back, people, and today we're breaking down film on Jaylin Noel, Iowa State receiver. About to be at the Senior Bowl this week. Like, this guy is a twitched up route runner. You want a guy that can play in the slot or the Z. Like, I feel like he can do both for you pretty well. He can stretch the field vertically. He's got good acceleration, really good explosiveness left to right. He's not going to, blow anyone away with, like, his play strength or size. Like, he's not the biggest guy. But this is a guy that knows how to get open and can do it on all three levels. Like, he can be a 3-level impact player for you, pushing the field vertically from the slot or on the outside. Gets past people, just an extra gear that I feel like, people are caught off guard by him. He's got that quick hip shift. He can run routes. Very, very exciting player to watch. And I feel like he's the type of player that, has a good Senior Bowl, because in those one-on-one drills, he should really get to thrive. And he does it in just so many ways. He can make some tough catches for you. And, even though he's on the smaller side and he doesn't have the greatest play strength, I think he does play with some, decent amount of physical toughness. And can just, win on the outside, too, in multiple different route concepts. Like, he's got a very versatile route tree. Love this, where, he's in this condensed, tight split here. Getting off the ball, beating some press, going versus UCF here. We have some pretty good corners, draftable players. He able to fire off the ball. You can see the shiftiness off the ball, the really, twitch, and that aggressive, violent hip shift right there. Boom to the outside, and then get into the contact of him. And, the guy plays it pretty well initially, but he's able to fight through the contact. And then look at him stack this DB. He gets back on top of him, and look at him angle this to the outside here. And once he goes like this, that outside stem gets this DB to overcommit to the outside. It also makes this safety read that and start to get over the top of that one. And now he's able to stick that foot in the ground and just look at this acceleration away, pulling away from both the corner and the safety, and then he just tracks the ball, and he's a good deep ball tracker. Love that he's a guy that can play as a slot or a condensed split alignment and still be a vertical threat. It's hard to kind of find guys that can play slot that also can push the field vertically. That's why I think he can play slot Z. But here in the slot, look at that ability, man. He's basically, he gets off the ball here so fast. He wins this so quickly that it almost forces both of these guys to cover him. The safety ends up having to take him. So he basically is getting bracketed with how Iowa goes, but he explodes off the ball. Look at the hip shift. So violent that right there, boom. Just a 1-2 hard jab step. Get this guy completely off his hips. Boom, breaks away. Wins so quickly that he's able to still win to the outside on an outbreaker when 2 is helping to the outside. That's absolutely insane. And he makes a tough catch too, which I like to see. Tough catch, low, away from his frame. That's what you want. I've seen him drop some easy ones, but for the most part, I wouldn't say hands is a major issue for him. But man, it's that route. This is where you get excited. That off the ball right there, that release into his route stem and breaking horizontally, it's special. And then he can also just run by you vertically. I think he's got an extra really nice acceleration and deceleration. This is where, some guys that are just known for being just fast kind of struggle. They don't have that ability to decelerate. Here he does a good job of just kind of gliding off the ball. And then once he sells he might break to the outside here, he hits an extra gear, accelerating past this guy, tracks the ball in, wins on the slot fade down the field. Big downfield vertical threat guy. Did it for multiple different alignments. And he was doing it versus teams that have draftable corners, here versus Kansas. 2 guys that'll probably get dropped on the other side of the ball. I believe this one he's matched up on Kobe Bryant. Another example of him working down the field on a deep post. He does a good job stemming this slightly to the outside. Peaks he might work into the blind spot of the corner. Gets this guy off his path, and now he's able to boom, accelerate, get into that gear, work past him. Another example of him tracking the ball in pretty nicely, making a catch down the field very comfortable. You need a vertical threat that's a Z, but also can give you that ability in the slot as just a route runner. This is a guy for you in this class. I think he probably goes somewhere in the middle, round 3, round 4, something like that. But Noel, just such a good weapon. Love this in the slot again. This is another big play, works vertically. He's basically getting bracketed by this linebacker and the safety. You see the twitch and look at him work around the linebacker, avoid the reroute. Gets a little wide, but he gets so wide that he's still able to explode back across the face of this guy. By him widening this, he also widens the safety in a nice bit, and then break across his face. And then look at the acceleration and his athletic ability, that speed to get back exactly where he needs to be. Catch the ball in stride, track it in. Like this is a big part of his game. That's why I think his tracking is pretty good. Is like he usually just catches the ball. If it's a good, accurately thrown ball, he'll catch the ball in stride, stay on his feet. Like he catches the ball in stride and doesn't lose any speed there. That's how I feel like that's a good indicator. It's something, if you are looking for scouting, when they are tracking the football, there's obviously how do they adjust to it and stuff like that. But on like good thrown balls, if they have like the ability to take the ball at full speed and run away with it, how well do they do it? And he does it perfectly there. Like no slowing down at all, and gone. He's one of the. I think he's gonna probably test pretty well. He seems like he has that athletic ability. Another example of him working vertically. Doesn't even do anything too crazy here. They motion him in. He gives a slight little jab right there to freeze that safety, and that's all it takes. Splits another kind of double team down the field. Another tracking the ball in without really slowing down, and he has to extend pretty good there to make that catch. Loses his footing, but man, just really good downfield. Vertical, twitchy route runner. Noel is just a guy to really, really enjoy in this class. He also has like a nice little route tree, just kind of running that deep out. I like his stem off the ball here. He does a good job stemming hard to the inside with like 2 steps right there, which gets the safety to really play hard inside leverage. Now that he's done that, he has this outside to break apart from. He doesn't do too much. He maybe rounds it off a little bit too much on that break, but he's still able to just create that natural separation. Just understanding how to work his stem initially, just working angles, leverage. That's a big part of route running. Also, like pace and tempo manipulation, which I think he does a good job varying his pace. Here, kind of just gets off the ball, lean in, boom, break hard away, in man-to-man situation. I think that might even be versus Castro too, but it's hard to tell. But just a good route ran in the slot. I like once he gets to here, like he just beats him quickly off the ball, like gives a slight hesitation and then boom, accelerate past, get this guy in like oh shit mode, and then break horizontally, very clean break, catch the ball, get upfield, create separation, doing it from the slot. Another example here versus Mac McWilliams. Good job selling vertically. Like you can see how he fires off the ball, and then he like almost raises his chest too to give him like a. Usually raising your chest is an indicator that you're gonna break. So like this is something that could be an indicator, but it almost looks like he's setting it up to break to the inside. But then he boom, able to sink those hips, bring those knees to your chest, get out of it on the comeback, create that separation. Kind of jumps unnecessarily to catch the ball, which is something you don't need to do. He's able to still transition, get back upfield, makes Mac McWilliams, who's I think is a pretty good corner in this class, fall to the ground and win. And then here's another touchdown he had versus Kansas, just break across the middle. You're going to give him one-on-one with that much room to work with. He's going to, I think, do a good job with his tempo manipulation here. Maybe could do a better job on the break, like shifting with that outside leg and hip, but still create separation on the inside, wins. Just Jaylin Noel, really fun player in this class. If you want a twitched up route runner that can play Z, slot, is very explosive, can run a full route tree for you and do it at multiple different levels, multiple different alignments. That this is kind of a guy that you're looking for, and I feel like if he ends up in a decent situation, they know how to use him correctly, like where he can play that role. I think he'll have a solid NFL career. So if you guys are like, comment, and subscribe.